brothers and sisters, put your hands together for Apocalypse.
Peace. Here we go. Another day from the desk of Apocalypse. Dogs to God's entertainment. With a quick word of reflection. Just to get the day started. You know what I'm saying? You know, and my reflection this morning is based on a conversation that I was having with my good brother Raymond El Muhammad this week. I don't know if it was yesterday, day before yesterday, it was one of these days, but you know, Brother Ray always say, "But Mike, you know what the Holy Quran say?" And then you gotta be careful, because if you say something like, "Oh, what it say?" You be like, "You don't know what the Holy Quran say?" So that's when he want to play games or whatever. But anyway, but Brother Raymond, man, he pointed me to something that really stuck with me and sticks with me, right? Okay, Surah 103, Al-Asr. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. By the time, surely man is in loss, except those who believe and do good, and exhort one another to truth, and exhort one another to patience. Now, this same surah was pretty much the theme surah for the Al-Min's Lord's Farrakhan, I believe 58-week session of the time and what must be done. Very interesting, very crucial study for all of us who are really working and striving to get an understanding of the time that we're living in and the time that we have with our lives that we live while we breathing this air. You know, in the footnotes, I want to look at something. It say, while taking time in a general sense, it is true that every man who is not engaged in doing some permanent and lasting good is really losing every minute that passes away. The time of the Holy Prophet, in which a great spiritual resurrection was brought about, affords the clearest evidence that those who did not respond to the Prophet's call were the losers, while the faithful brought about a revolution in the whole world by exhorting goodness and patience on others. The enjoining of patience on each other follows the direction to enjoying truth. Now, this is the point, Brother Raymond, we were talking about, because the preaching of truth brings man face to face with difficulties. And unless he is patient and forbearing under hardships, he cannot adhere to the truth. So unless we are patient and forbearing, man, we got to look those words up through hardship. So look, this, you know, in my reflection, basically, again, as we always say, is always in the mirror of truth. And so this causes me to reflect on the necessity of this expression, you know, an attempt to do good, an attempt to offer some information, some energy, some encouragement, some love, some understanding, some, you know what I'm saying, on a daily, consistent basis, permanently, you know what I mean? So when we started this a little over a year ago, you know, it was really for my own personal It was a personal need for me to be encouraging on a daily, consistent basis to myself. And so, with all of this equipment I have, I say, well, you might as well get on here and share the same inspiration and encouragement that you're giving to yourself to anybody who will listen. You know what I mean? And so that's an attempt to do good on a permanent basis, using the gifts that we have to express them so that others can feel the energy that you express. Because, when I play my bass, or when I'm spitting some lyrics, or when I'm producing music, you want to share these kinds of things because the feeling that you get from it, you want to transfer that energy. You want other people to receive that same spirit, that same energy, that same good feeling, man. So, you know what I mean? We share our life, walking the road to recovery, 9 steps in motion. This is an attempt to do good. These are real life, day-to-day steps that Allah bless us to take to rid ourselves of drug addiction, hard drugs, you know what I'm saying? Hallucinogens, crack, cocaine, marijuana, drinking, smoking cigarettes, so to share that information, that step by step, day to day moves that Allah bless you to make, it's an attempt to do some good, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, what attempt to do good are we making today? To look at do for self and say, you know what? I like that. I will strive towards that. You know what I mean? And so, and it started on the block with the final call. Day to day, day in, day out. Hot, cold, rain, snow, whatever. It didn't matter. But it was an attempt to not only, or to figure out, let me figure out this whole do for self thing. And that's a growth in itself, because self goes beyond me. It starts with me, because self-preservation is the first law of nature. But understanding the true self is the Kul Huwa Allahu Ahad, say He, Allah is one. The oneness of Allah is the body of Christ. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and the Supreme Wisdom speaks of that, But you got the Supreme Wisdom. You can go check it out when it says who wrote the Quran, or where did this come from? Where did this knowledge come from? It comes from the Supreme Being, the original black man of Asia, right? That's all of us. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's another subject. But what attempt to do good am I making today? Is it necessary? Is it important? Does it help to justify me being here? You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's a good question to ponder. So anyway, that's our word today from the Deaths of Apocalypse. Foodie spot open today from noon to 6. That's 7350 South Stony Island Avenue. If you're in Chicago, come on through. Show us some love. Show us some support. Yeah. Peace.